Welcome back to Shem's Universe. So today, guys, we're going to go over why astrology has some very big myths. So the biggest myth in astrology is that your sun sign matters the most. And the reason for that is that it really doesn't at all. Your sun sign will only tell you 10% of what you need to actually know to actually better your life. Your sun sign is not even as powerful as your life path number. So like literally it's just saying what your ego is like, what your general personality will sort of be like. And this also goes in tangent with people that are born within the 3 to 4 weeks within your zodiac season. So it's really not that accurate whatsoever when it comes to actually determining somebody's personality traits, when it comes to what sort of occupation they should get into, when it comes to like a job and so forth, or who their friends will be, or their compatibility with people. It doesn't affect any of those things at all, really. You can use it as a general context, but it really doesn't do much. So when we look at things like, let's say the rising sign, your rising sign is determined by the minute you are born, the Eastern star, right? So that has a very particular signature with you as a person. So when you have a rising sign that's, let's say, like a Leo, I'll know this person or picture this person more as a Leo than somebody that's simply just a sun sign Leo. The reason is because if you're a rising sign Leo, that means that's how you ascend in life. That's your general attitude towards life. It's how you feel. It's how you feel about yourself. And that's how your perspective is going to be, is that you're the king or the queen in the jungle that you're in, right? It doesn't actually have to be like that if you're just simply a sun sign Leo. We oftentimes try to fit that picture because we know the sun sign is supposed to be very important. That's what everybody talks about in the newspaper, the magazines, the shows. But it really doesn't have much meaning whatsoever. In the eastern side of the world, they consider the moon sign the most important. And even that makes a lot more sense to me because it's actually the emotional side of who you are. Your moon sign is determined every couple of days. They can switch. But again, very, very particular to a person. If you have a certain moon sign, that will determine how you're going to get along with people. That definitely determines your compatibility more than anything else, because it's your emotional responses. So if you get two people, let's say, that have very good moon signs that are compatible, like let's say they're both water sign moon signs, they're going to have a natural connection in comparison to if they were just both sun signs that were water signs as well. It wouldn't like be the same. So like it really matters a lot when it comes to compatibility, what your moon signs are. Your day-to-day progress, your attitude towards life, how people perceive you is going to be definitely more so perceived or measured by your rising sign. And also the careers you're supposed to enter is also determined by your rising and your moon sign. Your moon sign is how you're going to emotionally react to things. You have a good moon sign that, let's say you have like Scorpio, it debilitates your moon. So I mean, you have a very low emotional response to things. And then you have a rising sign, let's say, I'm just doing a random one, Gemini. You can now get into things like forensic science. You can do things like 911 dispatch, high stress situations, because Gemini is quite detached and Scorpio has a very deep emotional depth, but it's not emotionally depth in the sense that it's overly empathetic. It's going to allow a person to sort of cut off that emotional side of themselves to get the job done. So even though it's considered to be a debilitation of the moon, it still has its own gains as well. So when you look at that from that perspective, you start realizing I should know more about my moon and my rising sign, how they correlate together in comparison to how my sun sign operates. Because all your sun sign really is doing is it teaches you what life path you're supposed to be on. And even having your sun sign without knowing what house it's in is completely useless to you. So when you're just looking online saying, oh, I'm a Gemini, I'm born May, I'm born June, I'm a Scorpio, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Leo, I'm an Aquarius. Cool. What house is that in? Because if you have a sun sign, let's say Aquarius, and it's in the second house, that's far different than if your sun sign Aquarius was in the 9th house. One insinuates spiritual growth and really finding a good foundation for your belief systems. And the next one means that you should be innovating and using technology to make a lot of money online, right? So that's the whole idea, is that you have to know what your sun sign is, but also what house it's in, so you determine how it translates in your life in accordance with your life path. And then you're able to use your rising sign, moon sign to determine what you're going to be able to emotionally put up with when it comes to a career, when it comes to people, when it comes to environment. And then your rising sign is also going to help you with what's going to be natural good luck for you. What are you naturally good at? What are your natural skill sets? What are your natural drawbacks? Because your rising sign, something else that people have never really told you, is that was your prior life path. So in a prior reincarnation, what you can determine is that your rising sign was most likely your prior life path. There's an argument between the rising sign being your prior life path or the sign within your 5th house. What I say is this, is that there's a few secrets I'm going to go over today. The second one is this. Your rising sign was your past sun sign. So your sun sign is what you have to learn and translate throughout your life, and you grow more into it. So when you have it as a rising sign, it means that you have its full capability already. You have its full power. So now that you have its full energy and full power, you now can actually use it in this current reincarnation to get ahead quicker. It's not something you're meant to like sit and learn about, like, oh, I'm a rising sign Leo, I'm a rising sign Virgo, I'm a rising sign Scorpio. I have to learn. Like, you're naturally like that, your natural attitudes, your natural proclivities. So the fact that you have those things, you have to worry about the drawbacks with it. Make sure you delete those, you get rid of those, you stay very disciplined, and you're automatically going to hit your life path and also your sun sign trajectory. You're going to be very successful. The last secret I'm going to go over today is the 5th house sign. Nobody really considers the 5th house that important. It's considered actually to be the secret most karmic house in your whole chart. The reason behind this is this. If you understand fully that your 5th house has to do with past life karma, your children this time, recreational life, social life, and overall luck within this reincarnation, you then get to the point of, what does that insinuate exactly? What it insinuates is this. Whatever was in your 5th house is debatable. If it's a sign that it doesn't get along with the 5th house, meaning you have like a very rough sign there, like let's say Capricorn, Aquarius in your 5th, even Scorpio, that means that you're in a past life, you may have misused certain freedoms. You may have been out of place in a sense of like doing things outside of, I wouldn't even want to say like outside of the norm or tabooish, because that doesn't mean that you did something negative. But what I mean is that you did something that could have insinuated bad karma in a past life. So in this life, you might have a harder time getting certain things like material goods, social life, children, relationships, and your overall luck might seem skewed in comparison to the people that are around you. So if you find that you have something like that going on within yourself, then you have to look at it from this perspective. The sign that's in that house has a very special connection with everybody, the sign your 5th house. You have to look at it and master it, because it's the master over your karma. People don't understand that. And also, you have to understand that if it's a positive sign there, you did very good in a past life. If it's a negative sign there, then you may not have did the best in a past life. You may have been a bit evil, or you may have misused certain freedoms, you may have taken advantage of the wrong person. It could be a whole host of things that depends on the sign, and also the degree of the sign and all that stuff as well. So if you guys have questions regarding that, that is a bit of a deep context for me. Send me $17. I'll actually answer the question for you regarding any of these myths. I have some new readings coming out now. My personal astronumeric readings are coming out today, which means the ones that are going to deal with how I would view a chart with combined knowledge of Chaldean numerology, Pythagorean numerology, and Jyotish numerology. And then also with astrology, I'm combining your Chinese astrology with your Eastern astrology and Western tropical astrology. These are going to be a bit more expensive, but it's more in depth into like who you are as a person. It gives you a full template. It's very customized, and it's either going to be written or recorded. But within these readings, you're going to find out a lot more about what your spiritual meaning is, what actual planets represent each number within your chart. So you're going to actually figure out it's not just what Pythagoras said or not what the Chaldeans said. I'm bringing together astrology and numerology and showing you, like in my videos regarding the life path hacks, how the sun is actually associated more so with the number 5, how Mars will be associated with the number 1 or 8, and you'll start getting into like why that is. And these readings will have a lot more context to your life, meaning how to use your energy for day-to-day application, but also different things that you can do to manifest wealth more quickly. All right. So that's some readings that I'm going to be developing today. I'll have that put up on my Instagram story very shortly. I'll put this on this story as well for here, just so everybody has access to it. And then to, of course, get a reading from me, I'll only take payment via PayPal or crypto. I'm in Canada, we're limited. But yeah, hit me up either on Instagram or my email, shemsuniverse@hotmail.com, or shemsuniverse 8.0 for Instagram. And I'll definitely answer any questions you guys may have. Like I said, if it's just a general inquiry, $17. If you want the new reading, I'll have those prices listed very shortly within the next hour. and you can DM me or email me for that as well. So thank you guys so much for your time today. I'll be back tomorrow with some more, guys. Peace.